Good morning and welcome to TYROLIT Tool School, live from Austria, live from Schwarz. Today the topic is going to be foundries. Obviously, if you look at the workpieces in front of me, it can only be about foundries. So what is it that I would like to share with you today about foundries? It's a couple of new stuff, a couple of things that you might already know, but that is interesting to see or address that again. And the first one that I would like to talk about would be the Cerabond X. Cerabond X is not a new name, but the Cerabond X for cast iron is new. It's a new disc, ceramic grain. It is actually brand new, came out. What does that mean, the Cerabond X for cast iron? What is that thing gonna do for you? First of all, the ceramic grain is gonna give you something special. What is that something special? It means it's gonna be aggressive. It's gonna take off material fast. Cast iron material, it's gonna remove that fast. Also, it has the toughness like a zirconium grain, but the sharpness of a silicon carbide. So that means you will be able to have a lot of stock removal combined with the longevity on that grain that is great, and this combined with a resin designed to keep that grain in action as long as possible so that you get the maximum performance out of that disc. That is basically the goal of the whole thing. We already had it as a 2-in-1, steel and stainless steel. Now we have, in addition, we have the version designed for cast iron. So any GGs and so on and so on, that's the one where it's designed for, to remove that material as fast as possible and as long as possible. So this is basically one of the novelties we have. Another thing that we have in addition to that, and that you will see also in a minute, is a version that is a bit softer, that works a bit softer. But first of all, let me show you what the regular version, the hard version, the hard resin with the ceramic grain Cerabond X for cast iron can do for you. For that, we have a serious part here where I will try to remove a bit of material. Of course, to show you that in a good way, it would be interesting to do that for a bit of a longer time, but that's unfortunately not really possible. We have 20-25 minutes. So I will show you as good as I can how much material is removed from that part. And then after that, we will switch to a disc that will sound a little bit different. But I'll tell you a little bit more on that later on. So, dust extraction on, power on. As you could see, the material removal on that part is quite big. It takes off material fast. Also, if I show you that disc, and you will see there is nothing gone on that edge. It's brand new, and it's not the first thing that I've done with this. It's not the first demonstration I've done with this disc. So it is something that will last a long time, will give you a high performance. Now, the other one that I'm going to show you, and especially for the UK, this is something that can be quite interesting, is a Comfort Cerabond X for cast iron. Why do I say it like that? Is because vibration. vibration. So we have this one. There we go. We have this Cerabond X for cast iron comfort. Comfort means the resin has been modified. The resin has been changed. What does that mean now? It is softer. It is more comfortable. That explains the name, of course. It is more comfortable to work with. It will give you reduced vibration, more comfortable for the operator to work with that disc. So that is the benefit. So you still have the performance, and that was the tricky part. We wanted to have that stock removal rate as with the regular one, and combined with a more comfortable disc, and that we succeeded with. The Cerabond X for cast iron comfort does give you that, exactly that, performance and softer working, more comfortable working. So normally I would have changed workpiece, but I want to use exactly the same workpiece. Why? Because you should be able to hear a difference. Of course, the vibration you will not see. I'll feel that, but you will not see that. But you will hear normally a different tone. It's going to be not as high pitched as with the other one. It is softer, and that's how you could hear that. It's perhaps a bit wild, but it is like that. So I want to show you on same workpiece what it does. The machine I'm going to be using now is the big one, 230mm angle grinder, and also there see how much material we can remove in a short period of time. So again, what you see is high stock removal, fast cutting. It removes material fast. It's an aggressive disc. The combination, the resin, the grain, it makes that disc stand out. It removes material fast. Also, again, on the disc itself, again, it's not a new disc. I used it before. There is nothing going on there. They're still absolutely in a great shape. Nothing of the material has been removed off the disc. So this is basically what a disc like that can do for you. Now, I know that ceramic grain, it's a bit more expensive. I agree, it's not the cheapest disc, really not. But it is, most of the times, it's the cheapest disc if you combine it to what you can do with it. And this is important. The reason why I think this is important is a couple of weeks ago we went to visit a foundry and we're doing a trial against a normal conservative conventional product, and with exactly the Cerabond X for cast iron. So we were able to show them the gain in time. So they needed less time to do exactly the same amount of work. They were faster, the stock removal was faster, the number of pieces they go went up because they didn't have to spend so much time of removing the costs of that. Also, they needed less discs. And I mean, like in comparison to what they were using there, it was 8 times less. Instead of 8,000 discs, that's 1,000 discs. That's a lot of discs that you don't have to change. So at the end, the whole over, and this is something we can do, we can help with that, is the exercise we've done. We've done the saving of more than 50,000 euros of changing from one disc to another. This is what we can help with. This is what that kind of discs will allow you to do. Now, I've spoken about the cast iron disc. Of course, not everything is cast iron. I'm very well aware that you still have steel cast, you have special alloy cast, and so on. So we still have a Cerabond X 2-in-1, which can be used on steel or stainless steel material or high dense material. So we still have that as well. And on top of that, there is also a version coming with a comfortable resin, a soft resin, giving you also a Cerabond X 2-in-1 comfort. So also that range has been completed. So you now have a full range for cast iron, you have a full range for 2-in-1 steel, stainless steel alloys, and of course the one that I wanted to show you on the 2-in-1, the Cerabond X, is this one. I know I keep bringing that up, is the 4mm disc. The 178 4mm or 230 by 4mm is a good thing. It does the cutting and it does the grinding for you. It's one disc that combines those two elements. So if you have a foundry where the parts are of course not something like this diameter that needs to be cut, then it is a possibility to work with a 4mm. Also on welding preparation, if we go outside of the foundry, it's a disc that is very, very interesting to use. So this is what I wanted to show you on the grinding disc, Cerabond X for cast iron and the Cerabond X 2-in-1, including the comfort one, the softer version. Of course, we still have the more conventional one, the zirconium grain on the grinding discs, that is still available as a hard version. There's also going to be a medium version depending on the kind of work you want to do or how comfortable it needs to be. This is what we still have. Of course, there is still a necessity for that. And someone a bit more exotic, this that is not always very known, is to me is the T-grind. The T-grind is that disc that is designed for high powered turbo grinders. I have to say the name, an Atlas Copco GTG40 for instance is one of those tools where a disc like that works very well. Why? They have so much power. You need to have almost a resin. If you go into heavy duty applications, you need to have a resin that can resist that kind of power, and that would be the T-grind for you. So that to make it complete. Now another new thing we have would be a cutting disc. The Cerabond X cutting disc with a depressed center and a ceramic grain. The Cerabond X for cast iron cutting disc. Get that out of the way. Get this part ready. This is the funny thing always with foundries and parts for that. It's all heavy. It's all heavy stuff. Then we have the cutting disc. Cutting disc, depressed center, Cerabond X, and as you can see, for cast iron. Brand new disc, just out. So I'm gonna do a little bit of cutting to show you the speed and how fast the disc actually works. So this is nice to see what it can do for you. For that, we need to change. Apparently, I just lost my key. Can we do it the old-fashioned way? There we go. So I'll do a little bit of cutting on this side, and then I'll go in the thicker part to make a cut in there to show you what happens. cut there, easy. Not a problem. Absolutely. Took that off. It flies through it. I would say like going through butter, but is a bit exaggerating it. It just goes through it very, very smoothly, very easy, no pressure, no problems there. Also, when you look at the disc, there's nothing gone. Just a little bit of yellow from the resin there. That's it. It just goes through it, nice and easy. And then also on the thicker part, here, you don't see a problem whatsoever. It just goes smoothly through that. Not a problem whatsoever. A disc designed for cast iron parts. So ceramic grain, special resin, designed for cast iron, works very, very nice, very fast, and it gives you a good lifetime. Again, deep press center, Cerabond X, new in the range for cutting of cast iron parts. Now, that's what concerning the big machines. One of the things that people still use a lot, and I mean they still use that a lot, is mounted points. Mounted points are still a product that is used quite a bit for round shapes, going into in areas where you can't reach that easy, you can't go in with an angle grinder. This is still the tool you will be using for that. A straight grinder with mounted points to clean up, remove some burrs, remove some areas. That's what you will be using for that. So this is one shape. Of course, you will have the normal cylinder ones. There are many different shapes available in order to serve the purpose of working on a certain workpiece. So this is one of the things that's always being used quite a bit. And of course, we have the different specifications for the different application areas. That can go on cast iron, that can be on a steel cast or stainless steel cast, depending on what. So we do have the different qualities and the different shapes for that. Just quickly show you that, and then after that I'll go to the last topic for today. It's going to be about carbide burrs for cast iron. Very easy to work with, very practical. Important is speed needs to be okay. Speed needs to be adjusted to what you're doing, diameter of the workpiece, also how far it's put in the straight grinder. So, but that, it works well. Takes off burrs, it will refine certain parts, will remove certain parts in difficult to reach areas. Very, very common product used in foundries. Now, another thing which is common, which personally I like quite a bit, is a carbide burr. A carbide burr that is kind of a little bit special. The reason why it is a little bit special, it has, first of all, it has a nice color. It's blue. So there we go. So this would be, and the one on the machine is the blue one. This is a regular one. Now what is different with that blue one? Has a special coating on it. That special coating will reduce the heat development and will have a removal of the chips easy during the working with the carbide burr. Especially the cut on that is absolutely ideal. It takes off material very fast. And if you compare that to the traditional one, in my other hand, that's a normal standard cut, that's the MX cut, which is finer. It's not as fast. It's a standard burr that a lot of people use for a lot of different applications. I prefer the one that, first of all, it looks blue, which is nice color, TYROLIT blue, for instance, and also it's more aggressive. Now, that coating, as I said, has a function. It's not just color. It has a function. And that combined with the shape and the geometry of the cut, it makes it a fast working tool. Again, it gives you a much longer lifetime than, for instance, a mounted point. It is different, but also there you need to have the right tool, the right speed to have the ideal best performance of that. If you go too slow on speed, you will the breaking off of you will destroy the geometry. You will break off the teeth on that burr. It's not going to work properly. So in our manuals you will find, or online documentation, you will find what is necessary depending on the diameter of your burr and the material that you're working on. What is the recommended speed for that? So have a look at that. But now I'll show you on the same part how that works, what it does, and you will see a difference between the carbide burr and the mounted point that I used before. There is a difference in operational speed for that. We don't need. As you can see on that, it takes off material very, very quickly. It really works fast. The coating will protect that burr very well, will optimize the results of that burr, and it's just fast. It works fast, it's comfortable to work with. Again, speed needs to be right. You need to have the correct speed for what you're doing. If you have that, absolutely brilliant. Nice to work with. Absolutely nice to work with. That's basically it. That's basically what I wanted to tell you today about foundries and the abrasives that we have, the new stuff we have for foundries that can be very interesting. As I said, the Cerabond X for cast iron, Cerabond X cast iron with the comfort, and the 2-in-1 also with comfort. Nice things to try out. As I said, try it out. You can optimize a production cost with that. Also the carbide burrs or the mounted points, and the new cutting disc, of course. So from my side, thank you very, very much for watching, for being here. I wish you all a very, very nice day, a pleasant day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time at TYROLIT Tool School. So take care, all the best, bye-bye.